Alright guys, so today we're going to be making this ring. There you go. Okay, so in this step I'm just going to forge this ingot into into something that is workable. So the reason that I'm not forging it on this table, because I have to use this hammer, and if I use this hammer on this table, there'll be no table left to work with. So I'm just gonna take it off screen, and then I'm just gonna forge it, and we'll start rolling the silver into. So you gotta keep annealing the metal so that it doesn't develop any sort of cracks or anything in it. Basically, if you're having cracks in your metal and then you start bending it or like rolling it in the rolling mill, it's gonna crack and split into two parts. Also, when you're forging the metal, you are just like compressing the metal in a way. So you have to anneal it again and again, and we anneal till we get this pinkish reddish, dark reddish color. There you go. Just gonna put it into the acid. Love that sound. Been almost an year since I've been making jewelry. This sound is still my favorite. That ksh. So I have to get this thing under like 6 mm. It's like at 7. It's about at, yeah, it's at 7. The middle part is actually 7.5 or something. So I'm just gonna forge it until it's like at 6, because that's how much thick I want the signet to be, like when you wear it. So probably I'm just gonna show you a little bit of forging so you understand how it works. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is my forging setup. This is basically just ground a piece of iron that is really flat and smooth, and piece of silver, heavy hammer, I mean. Let's begin. So there are a little bit of like there's some principles to forging. So basically this part, if we use this part and we hit the metal in the middle, it's gonna expand that way. So basically if the ingot is like that, and I take this hammer and I hit in the middle, it's gonna make it longer, it's gonna stretch it. So, and if I hit it with this part, it's gonna spread it evenly in all directions. So every single moment that I spend in this workshop actually makes me appreciate my father more. Basically how he worked hard and did everything he could to put food on the table. You start to understand these things when you're in their place. Appreciate your parents while you have them with you. Be nice to them, be kind to them, do good to them. By the way, on a side note, my father was like an expert craftsman. If I get a chance, I would love to show you guys some of his work. You guys are gonna absolutely love it. Okay, so this is how the ingot looks now. So as you can see, I was going for a 6 mm size, but now we are at 5.5, about that, approximately. So the reason for that uneven size is that I'm gonna roll this thing and it's gonna spread out a little bit, so we have to give some sort of a tolerance to that. Also, this is probably the last time I'm forging. There are some reasons behind it. First reason being I hate it. I actually hurt my fingers a lot while doing it. Second thing is, well, I just hate it. So I've decided I'm gonna get one of those ingot mold, like where you pour the metal and it becomes into some sort of a wire. That's gonna be really helpful, inshallah. Just remember the second reason. The second reason is that forging takes a lot of time. Like sometimes it takes an hour. So I'm just forging my life away. So that's not very intelligent, is it? Okay, so should I do it, eyeball it, or should I actually use measurements? I'm gonna use measurements. I hate it when it happens. I hate it when it happens. Let me just get that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there you go. All good. Seriously, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the joy of jewelry making, or should I say, headache of jewelry making. I guess my marker's out, but it got the job done. So the reason that I'm marking these lines is that we're going to be rolling up to these lines from both sides, and I'm going to be decreasing the or lowering the rollers of the rolling mill every time I put it in, and we're gonna decrease it a little bit, and it's gonna become thinner from the sides. So one thing I actually forgot, I shouldn't have marked the lines on it, because I have to roll it from the top a little bit so that it becomes a little bit thinner from the middle as well, because this is like too thick. I'm going for something like 4 mm or something, like 3 mm. So let's try that. About that, yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so here's a little bit of a tip that I actually learned from another jeweler. If you guys are rolling your metal and you start seeing these cracks at the edges, get rid of them ASAP, because these cracks are going to develop into crevices. Those crevices are going to develop into I don't know what. They will break your metal, they will split it into 2 parts. You don't want that. You don't want to be going through the whole forging process again. You don't want to be melting your metal again. It costs time, effort, and it's a pain. So basically, now we're back to the jewelry making. Anyway, I have a like a round type of file, like it's round from both sides, but it's not completely round. It's like a D from both sides. So yeah, some people like to use like a sorry about that. Some people like to use like a bigger file, like this one. It's a D-shaped file, and they just come in here and just there you go. Let me see if it's okay. And there. Just gonna take this. I am definitely changing my marker after this project, inshallah. That I'll do it. To that point. Way more softer. Okay, there you go. Yep. Yes, okay, this. Come on, come on, come on. Now we're talking. Yeah, what I said about forging earlier, actually it's a very helpful thing. So basically, I would have to file the top of this ring like completely, and that would actually waste a lot of my metal. But because I forged this ring, like I pressed it from the above, so now it's into the shape of the ring that I'm trying to make, and it actually saved a lot of my time, alhamdulillah, and it's actually quite fast. So yeah, learn forging.